Aloha, everyone. Hope you guys are having an amazing week. Hey, check out this view. I'm in Kona. Oh, we're having such a beautiful day today. Just an absolutely gorgeous day. I'm up here at my place in Kona. Got a nice 2,500 foot elevation. So it's usually nice and cool up here. You know, Kona can get a little bit warm. Kona can get warm. Kind of like backed off to the side here. We got some really strong winds, but at least you can see a nice reflection there in the background. I was supposed to do this Facebook Live in the NLP practitioner group. And all of a sudden I was like, I got something really spiritual to say. I have something that I think would be important. I'm taking an NLP presupposition. It's something that we do with our practitioners, graduates from the program. We have an alumni group here on Facebook. And the teachers at the Empowerment Partnership, our company here in Kona, what we do is we jump on and we do some Facebook Lives and do some follow-up with NLP. And so I thought it would be really cool to kind of take this concept or idea and stretch it out a little bit and talk about it with you guys. And so first, if you haven't met me, why would you be following me on Facebook if you didn't know me? That'd be weird. That'd be awkward. Awkward for you, awkward for me. Well, my name is Dr. Matt James, so if someone told you, come check out this Facebook Live, and that's who I am. You can go check us out at nlp.com or drmatt.com just to see more about that. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, a study of how successful people get results. And the word presupposition, an assumption, kind of like a belief system. The two people that created NLP, Richard Bandler and John Grinder. I studied directly with Richard Bandler back in the 80s. What they found is that successful people, they have a certain mindset that's very different than how unsuccessful people think. And truly, that's what NLP is all about. NLP is about, let's emulate what successful people do and stop emulating what unsuccessful people do. Check this out. When I was getting my master's degree in business, the professor gets up on stage and said, how many of you have heard that 80% of all businesses fail in their first year? And so all these hands go up. And he said, can anyone here tell me why? And I was about to put my hand up and someone shouted out, they have no plan. And he said, that's wrong. He said, that's absolutely wrong and a big misconception. He said, if someone opens up a company, if someone starts a business or starts doing something, they have a plan. Just by the very fact that they're taking action, they must have a plan. He said, no, every business that's in business has a plan. He said 80% fail because they fail to model a successful plan. I want you guys to think about that for a moment. Everyone has a plan. People who are successful, they don't model a plan. What they do is they go, I'm going to figure this out on my own. I'm a really smart person and I'm going to handle it. Well, Richard Bandler and John Grinder, they invented NLP back in the 70s. Now, we at the Empowerment Partnership, we teach 21st century NLP, bring in mindfulness-based techniques, you name it. But back to my point, though, it was born from the idea that let's emulate what successful people do. And so the NLP presuppositions are a set of mindsets. They are how successful people think. And the 10th one, so we've gone through 9 with our alumni group, I wanted to share this 10th one with you guys. The 10th one is called the presupposition that all procedures, all techniques, all the things that you do should create wholeness, should increase wholeness in your life, should give you movement towards wholeness. And for this, I need to go a little bit more on the spiritual path. And here's the deal. From almost every spiritual teaching, and from philosophy too, going back to Aristotle and Plato, that's easier for you to say, Plato, going all the way back to early philosophy, it's the idea that when a child is born, they're born whole. They're born as a whole being. And that as they proceed through life, you get what we would call in modern terms fragmentation. You get people who go through things and they get fragmented, kind of like a hard drive on your computer. Well, if you have a PC, I have a Mac, so I don't have to defrag it. I don't know why. Some tech person on here might be able to tell me why. Just, with a PC, when I used to use a PC, you'd have to defrag it every once in a while because your files would get broken up. Well, the same idea is true with us as human beings. We get fragmented, whether that's a part, where a person says a part of me wants to do one thing and a part of me wants to do another. or whether that's when an individual carries baggage. Baggage is an example of fragmentation because you want to go in this direction over here and fear holds you back. When fear is holding you back from achieving what it is that you want to achieve, well, that's an example of fragmentation. You as a whole being would be able to move down your path effortlessly. You as a whole being would be able to navigate the different things and have faith and have trust. But when you get fragmented, when you have fragmentation at the unconscious level, at the subconscious, what occurs is you feel like you're getting pulled in different directions. Sometimes those different directions are, you want to, like a recent parts integration, this was from last year, a guy raised his hand to volunteer for parts integration at the end of the NLP training and said, a part of me wants to be in this relationship, a part of me doesn't. And the problem with that is that you never get anywhere. It's like a tug of war. At the end of every practitioner training, we do a parts integration. So those of you who have done prac, you've seen this, you've experienced it, where that helps to bring in wholeness. It helps you to bring in like a more of a congruency. Fear holds you back. Man, fear held me back for a long time. When I had stopped doing NLP, I did it at a very early age. 11 years old, walked on fire, 13 practitioner, 15 master practitioner. I walked away from it. I walked away from it as a teenager and spent a few years just driven by fear and by anger. And you feel it because you know you should be going in one direction. You know that is the path that you're meant to be on. And yet fear holds you back. Fear grabs hold of you and holds you back. That's fragmentation. So the NLP presupposition that all procedures should increase wholeness, to me, is one of the more spiritual of these. All the people that Richard Bandler and John Grinder got to work with, they talked about the fact that one of the goals, it's like what Carl Jung said, how to align with your true self, yourself with a capital S. Hey, Robert and Wynn, I'm getting like all these shout outs while I'm going off on this tangent here. So good to see you from Glasgow, all the way up from Scotland, my man. I got a lot of Scottish blood in me. Only been there once though, so you got to forgive me. I know I'm an American, but I love my Scottish heritage. My mom went back there to trace our roots and love it up there in Scotland. Never gotten to go to Glasgow. Went to Edinburgh. So I hope I pronounced that correctly. And if you ever come to Hawaii and you don't say a Hawaiian word correctly, I will forgive you, I promise. So anyway, you're going down this path and you have this baggage and it holds you back. Well, Carl Jung said, you have to learn how to align with your true self, the self with a capital S. And when you align with your true self, you're able to navigate that path. You're able to move down that path in a calm, centered, and balanced way. That's why Bandler and Grinder, as they were looking at these successful individuals, found that the ones that were successful were learning how to be more whole as a human being, to be able to create that wholeness and that congruency within. Here's another example. At the level 3 of HUNA, we teach people, how to really look at having your ideal partner in your life. Ideal partner, your perfect mate, the man or woman of your dreams. And in the Hawaiian culture, there were no, I want to use the word taboo. That's not the right word because they had the kapu system. They had the system where certain things were forbidden. The way that Uncle George would say it is that from a procreation perspective, from a relationship perspective, there wasn't anything seen as evil, dirty, or nasty. Meaning that a person who wanted to just be with one individual, to go down the path of monogamy, was celebrated. A person who had multiple partners, celebrated. It wasn't seen as good or bad, happy or sad. What was known is that when we came into this lifetime, and however we came in this being, that we seek out another person to help us create wholeness. So we don't just find wholeness within, you also want to seek out wholeness outside. For example, what career resonates with you? What person resonates with you? So wholeness doesn't just come from within. We have an internal world and we have an external world. Where do you feel whole? There are places that I have visited that I enjoy, and I enjoy visiting, and they're not places that I would necessarily want to live. And yet I meet people that love it there, that crave being there, that they feel whole when they are there. When I'm here in Kona, I feel whole. The place that we have in California, I feel good there. In Italy, I feel a great level of wholeness there. The places that I choose to live, that I choose to call home, they bring me closer to wholeness. The people that you hang out with, your friends, even your family members, your partner, do they bring you closer to wholeness? This presupposition isn't just about getting rid of a part. It's not just about getting rid of baggage from the past. It's what are the things that you're doing, and are they bringing you closer to your true self, a wholeness, a connection with what truly matters to you, or are they taking you away from it? From an internal perspective, yes, doing techniques like NLP, like MER, like HUNA, it's going to help you find more wholeness within. You also have to take a look at what's going on outside. Are the activities that you're doing outside, the people that you are connecting with, and the things that you are participating in, are they bringing you closer to wholeness, closer to your true self, or are they pulling you away from it? Because here's the deal, at the end of the day, the stuff that's outside, the stuff that is outside of you, if you keep allowing it to be there and you refuse to enforce a boundary, it will eventually affect the inside. And the things that are inside, if you choose to do nothing about it and just think, I'll just deal with it, those will eventually begin to affect the outside. So you got to work both of these angles. I know this is just a simple NLP presupposition, and having learned this at a very early age, it's a powerful one. Helps me navigate decisions and things that I do in order to make sure that wholeness is the target and that the things that I do bring me closer and closer to that. Okay, well, that's the Facebook Live for today. I know this was supposed to be in the NLP group, and for those of you that were in the NLP group waiting for me there, hope you made the jump over here. If not, we'll be posting this video and you'll be able to watch it on a replay. Okay, thank you all for joining from Glasgow to Ontario, Canada, and Cindy, so Brazil. Well, I think your last name is Brazil. I thought for a moment you were from Brazil, because I'm like, I got people watching me from all around the world on this Facebook Live, and I appreciate that, you guys. Okay, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Aloha.